Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Y&R Trends. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The air at Newman Enterprises was really tense before people started yelling. It was one of those moments where everyone, on the executive floor, knew to stay out of the way. They did not want to look up or catch anyone's eye. It was like they wanted to be invisible. Even the people who worked for Victor Newman and they had seen a lot of times could feel it. They knew something was going to happen at Newman Enterprises. Something big was coming to Newman Enterprises. It was going to be huge. Victor was sitting in the middle of everything, really calm and composed, with a face that did not show any feelings as usual. He was looking out over Genoa City. It seemed like he thought he owned the whole city, including the lives of all the people who lived there. Victor appeared to be in control of Genoa City and the people in it, like he had the power to decide what happened to them. He did not turn when the doors burst open. Nick Newman burst into the room first. His face was really red with anger. His jaw was clenched tight that it must have hurt. Victoria walked in behind him. Her high heels clicked on the marble floor with a sharp and angry sound. Nikki came in last. She was shaky, really pale. Her hand was shaking a little as she held onto her purse. It was pretty funny. Not in a good way. This building, the Newman Empire, and the man in charge. Everything that used to make her feel safe and important now felt like a jail made of secrets and lies. Nick Newman and his family were supposed to be people you could trust. Now Nikki was not so sure about the Newmans and their empire. Victor finally turned around. "Good, you are all here," he said in a voice like he had called them together for a normal family talk, not something that had been building up for a very long time. Nick did not bother with pleasantries. He said to them, "Do not try to be good with us." He was very upset. "You cannot act like the father figure anymore," he told them. "That is not possible after we learned the truth about what you did." Victor's eyes flickered for a tiny moment, but that was enough for Victoria to see it. She had spent her life watching her father, learning what he did when he was hiding something and figuring out how he covered up feeling guilty by acting like he was in charge. Victoria knew her father well. She knew that when Victor's eyes flickered like that, it meant something was going on with him, something that Victor did not want to talk about. "So it is true," Victoria said in a voice. "You knew everything. You knew why Mom attacked Matt. You knew what actually happened that night with Matt. You let us think that Mom just got really angry for no reason." Nikki swallowed hard. The room was getting smaller and smaller. It felt like the weight of all those years, decades even, was pushing down on her chest. Nikki could feel the weight of those decades. It was really getting to her. The room just felt so small now. Victor said, "I do not want you to know." He looked at all of them. Said, "Any of you, I mean." Nick let out a laugh that was not really funny. He said, "You did not tell us the truth, that's for sure. It seems like we are not allowed to make our decisions when we know what is really going on with the truth." Victoria stepped forward, her eyes blazing. "You made it seem like Mom was weak, Dad. You let everyone think she started using because she could not deal with the pressure. You let me go to those meetings for Newman Enterprises and defend it while people whispered bad things about me all the time. The whole time you knew it was not really like that at all. You knew the truth about Mom. You did not tell me. You let me think it was her fault, when really it was something different, something about Newman Enterprises." Victor's voice became really strict. "I did what I had to do to protect the family," he said, talking about the family. Nick said, "That is your excuse." He told them, "You used the word protection to get control and you think we should be grateful for it." Nikki finally said something. Her voice was really quiet. "Victor, you made a promise to me." Victor looked at her. His face changed. It became gentle in a way that it never was with anyone. He said, "I promised you that I would keep you safe." Nikki said this. She started to cry. She said, "You made me the bad person in my life." Tears were coming out of her eyes when she said this about what happened to her. The thing that really hurt her was that she became the villain of her story, the story of her life. The memory came flooding to her like a big wave in the ocean. It was like a wave that just kept coming and would not stop. The memory of that day crashed over her. That night. The fear. That was the moment when everything changed. Matt was standing close to her. He looked very sure of himself. He whispered something that only she could hear. What he said made her feel cold over He knew about the things that Victor had done a long time ago. He knew about the deal that had not worked out. He knew about the threat that had almost hurt their family badly. Matt also said that he was going to tell Nick about all of this. He was going to tell Victoria. This would break their family into pieces. Matt was going to make sure that everyone found out about the past. The things that Victor had kept hidden for long were going to come out. Matt was going to tell everyone. This was going to tear their family apart. Nikki was really scared. She totally lost it. Nikki just could not calm down. Nikki was very worried about what was going to happen to Nikki. She did not plan the attack. She did not wake up that morning thinking she was going to hurt anyone. Fear had taken over the woman. It was raw. It was uncontrollable. This fear was because of what she had been doing for years. Protecting her children at any cost. The children were her concern. Protecting the children was what mattered to her. Nikki said this now her voice is shaking as she thinks about it again. I thought he was going to ruin you, she thought to herself. I thought he was going to destroy the life we worked hard to keep together. We fought for this life. I could not let him take it away from us. I thought he was going to destroy everything we care about, everything that's important to us. I could not let that happen to you. Nick's anger went away. He felt confused and hurt instead. He said, Mom, why did you not come to see us? She said that the reason was because Victor told her not to. Victor had given her that instruction. She was following it. Victoria turned fast toward her father. You told her that she should not say anything? Victor's jaw got really tight. He said, I told her that if people knew the truth it would hurt people, then it would help. The truth would destroy lives, then it saved. Nick shook his head. He just could not believe it. No, he said. You told her because the truth would be really bad. For you it would destroy Nick. The silence came down suddenly like a knife cutting through everything. It was so quiet that you could feel it like something heavy had been dropped on the ground. The silence fell like a guillotine. Victor did not deny it. So the man finally spoke up. Said the things he had been trying not to say for a very long time. He said the words that he had avoided saying for years. Matt was not a threat to this family, Victor said. He was a threat to everything I built with Newman Enterprises. He knew about the accounts of Newman Enterprises. He knew about the leverage deals of Newman Enterprises. He knew about the things I did when I was trying to keep Newman Enterprises alive during its days at Newman Enterprises. Victoria's blood ran cold. She said, so this was not about her mom all. Nick said it was about being in charge. He said this in a voice. It is always about being in charge, Nick said. Victor's voice rose for the time. He said, you think I liked watching your mother suffer? That was a tough thing for me to do. I did not like it when your mother had to take the blame. Every decision I made was to keep you safe. I made those decisions to protect you, to keep you from getting hurt. Your mother suffered and that was hard for me, but I did it to keep you safe, Victor said. His voice still raised. I was trying to keep you safe. That is why I made those decisions. Victoria's hands curled into fists. She said, you do not get to decide what safety looks like for the people of Victoria anymore. Nick stepped close to Victor. Their faces were almost touching. You took our agency away from us. You kept the truth from us. You did this because you were scared of the agency and what the truth would do to you, Victor. Victor looked at his son. He did not look away. Yes, Victor said. I was afraid of what might happen to the people I care about, like my son. The news that they were admitted really shocked everyone. That admission stunned them all. It was a surprise for all of them when they heard about that admission. Victor said that he was scared of losing his family. He was scared that if they found out who Victor really was and what Victor had done, they would leave him. Nikki fell apart, then tears running down her face. You should have believed in them, she cried. I believed in you. I got hurt because of it. Victoria's anger. You could see the pain she was feeling. She said, I spent years trying to be like you, Dad. I stood up for the things you did. I made excuses for you. The whole time you were letting Mom suffer for the things you did wrong. Victoria's dad. Victoria's mom was hurt because of the things Victoria's dad did. Nick turned away, running his hand through his hair because the whole situation was really getting to him. The weight of the situation was crushing Nick. He said, I do not know how we can recover from this situation with Nick and the people around him. Victor's voice was really quiet now. He said, I do not expect people to forgive me. Nick said, "That is the honest thing you have said today." Victoria stood up straight. You could see the determination in her eyes. "This is going to stop now. We are not going to have any secrets. We are not going to have people manipulating each other. Newman Enterprises is not just about what you want. It is about what's good for the Newman family." Victor nodded his head slowly. "Then you had better be ready for what comes with this situation," he said, referring to the situation that the conversation was about and what would happen with the situation. Nikki looked up. She wiped away her tears. She asked what that meant. Victor let out a sigh. The truth always comes out in the end. The truth does not stay hidden forever. Matt was not the only one who knew the truth. The room was completely quiet. Nobody was saying a word. It was really quiet in the room. Nick's eyes got wide. He said, "Who else is going to be?" Victor did not answer away. He turned back toward the window. He stared out at the city. The city was a place that Victor had been in charge of for a long time. He said that this person has been waiting for the time. The person who has been waiting for the moment. And now that today is over, the right moment for this person may have finally come. Victoria felt a chill run through her body. She said, "Then we will face this thing together." She meant it. She said it firmly. Victoria wanted to make one thing very clear. No people would have to sacrifice themselves and no more people would become victims of this thing. Victoria really believed that she and the people with her could face this thing together. Nick nodded. He said, "I agree." Nikki reached for her children's hands. She held them really tight. She said, "I am done being silent." Victor closed his eyes for a moment, something that nobody ever saw Victor do. For the first time in his life, Victor Newman wasn't in control. And the fallout had only just begun. The Newman living room was not what it used to be. It was a place where people used to show off their money and power. Now it was a place where people got really hurt. The quiet after Victoria fell apart was very uncomfortable. It was worse than any argument Victor had ever started. This quiet was because of something that could not be changed. It was a truth that would leave marks that no amount of money or influence could make go away. Victoria was crying hard at first. Then she started to calm down. Her breaths were not even. She was holding on to Claire tightly. Her fingers were gripping the back of Claire's jacket. It was like she thought that if she let go she would lose her all again. The Newman living room had really changed. Claire was shaking really badly in Victoria's arms. She was feeling things that she did not know how to explain. Her whole life had been a lie. Now she was with the family she never knew she had. The woman who was holding her, the woman she was scared of and also looked up to, was actually her mother. This was a lot for Claire to take in. It made her feel safe and really sad at the time. These feelings kept changing like waves going down. Claire felt okay for a moment. Then she felt really bad again. This was happening over and over with the family she never knew and the mother she just found out about, Victoria. Claire said this in a quiet voice. She was shaking a little. "I do not know how to do this," Claire said. "I do not know how to be your daughter," Claire whispered. Victoria pulled back a little. Her face was all wet. With tears her eyes were red. They had a strong and motherly look in them. "I do not know either," she said. "We will work it out. Together the two of us, Victoria and the people she cares about, will figure out what to do." Victor cleared his throat. The sound was really sharp in the room where everyone was very upset. This is not over, he was already thinking about what to do next. There were still a lot of things that did not make sense. Who was behind all of this? Who took her? Who made sure that you never found out what happened to the person who was taken? Victoria's head turned to him fast. "Not now," she said in a voice. "You have already done a lot of things today," Victoria told him. Victor stiffened. He said, "I will not apologize for telling the truth about this thing, the truth." "No," Victoria said quickly, her voice shaking again. "You will not do that. You will have to answer to me for keeping this secret from me, for not telling me about this. You kept this from me. Now you have to explain why." Nikki stepped between them. She looked at them with a lot of emotion. Her voice was saying please in a nice way. She said, "This family has been hurt a lot already." Before Victor could say anything, footsteps came from the hallway. Then Nick Newman showed up in the doorway. The look on his face changed fast when he saw what was going on. Victoria was crying, Claire was really upset, Nikki was white as a ghost, and Victor was standing there like a stone. What is going on here? Newman asked in a voice. Victoria laughed bitterly through tears. She said, ask your father. He is being really honest today. Victor looked at Nick. His eyes did not move. He said, Claire is the daughter of Victoria. Nick just stopped moving. The words really got to him. He had to hold on to the door to stop himself from falling over. You are serious, he said in a voice. Victor nodded. He said, the DNA test results are confirmed. Nick looked at Claire. Then he looked back at Victoria. His voice was not as loud anymore. He said to Victoria, Vicky, I am really sorry. Victoria shook her head. I do not even know how to feel about this. The thing is, I am still trying to figure out my feelings about what happened. Victoria is really confused. She does not know what to think about it. Nick walked up to her slowly. His eyes were full of kindness as he looked at Claire. He saw something in her that he knew but could not say what it was before. He felt like he knew her, like he was drawn to her for some reason. You are a Newman, he said in a voice. No matter what people did to you, you are still a Newman. Claire swallowed hard. I do not know if that is a thing for Claire, she said to herself about the situation with Claire. Nick gave a smile. He said, that is a point. The front door opened again. This time it was Adam. He stopped away, feeling that the front door and the room and everything had changed in some big way. Adam said, why does it feel like I just walked into a mess? Adam was being sarcastic when he said that. He really meant that something big had happened while Adam was gone. Victoria gave him a look. That is because you did that thing. Victor looked at Adam. He said to Adam that Claire is the daughter of Adam's brother or sister. Adam blinked. He said, come. When the truth finally sank in, Adam's reaction was not like Nick's. He was really quiet. Did not want to show how he felt. Adam crossed his arms. Looked at Victor with a lot of anger that he tried to hide. So let me understand this, Adam said. Someone kid is taken. Another person's life is messed with. You are standing there acting like you are the good guy just because you told us about it? Victor's jaw got really tight. He said, watch how you talk to me. No, Adam said firmly. I am done being careful with what I say when it comes to family secrets. You have been making decisions about our lives for a very long time, and that is not right. Family secrets are a deal to me, and I think you have been treating them like they are yours to keep or tell, which is not fair to the rest of us. Family secrets have been a problem for us for decades. Victoria let out a breath. She was really fed up. Everyone just stop, she said. Just stop now. She looked at Claire again. Claire, you should go home. Go somewhere that is safe for you. This is too much for the Victoria and Claire to handle. This situation is too much. Claire hesitated. I do not want to leave the place, Claire said. Claire was really scared to go from the people and things that Claire knew. Victoria's eyes got a little softer. She said, I am not trying to push you. I just need some time to think and be by myself for a while, just to breathe. Claire nodded reluctantly. Nick stepped forward. Said, I will take Claire. Please make sure Claire is okay. Victor looked really upset. He said, the girl should stay here with us. Victoria gave him a mean look. She said, you do not get to decide that. Nick put his hand on Claire's shoulder to make her feel better. He said, come on, we will do this one step at a time. When they walked out, the room felt empty. At the same time, the room felt heavier. The people who left were gone. You could still feel their presence in the room. The room felt empty because they were not there. It felt heavier because of what they had left behind, the memories of the time they spent in the room, the conversations they had, the things they did. The room was empty. It was still full of the people who had been there, the people who had left. That night Victoria was by herself in her bedroom. The lights of Genoa City were shining outside her window. Her room was very neat and tidy, like her life always was. Now nothing felt okay anymore. Victoria thought about everything that happened in her past. She remembered all the times she went to see the doctor. She even thought about the memories she tried to forget because they were too painful. Now the truth was coming out. Victoria had to face it. The truth was something she could not ignore anymore. Victoria had to deal with the truth about her life. What really happened in Genoa City? A soft knock on the door interrupted her thoughts. Nikki entered the room quietly. She said, "May I?" Victoria did not turn around. "You already did that years ago." Nikki winced. She said, I never wanted to hurt you. Nikki did not want to cause any pain to the person she was talking to. Nikki felt bad about what happened and she wanted the other person to know that Nikki never wanted to hurt them. Victoria said to her mother, "But you did do that." She finally turned to face her mother. "You let me think my child was really gone," Victoria said. "You saw me being very sad about it." Nikki's eyes started to fill with tears. "Victor told me it was the thing to do," Nikki said. "He said you would not be able to handle the truth at that time." Victoria's voice got really quiet. "You did not trust Victoria," she said. Victoria felt bad because she thought that the person should have trusted Victoria. Nikki nodded. She looked really ashamed. Her face showed it. "I am so sorry," she said. Victoria looked away again. I do not know if saying sorry is enough for what happened with Victoria. Across town, Claire sat on Nick's couch just staring at nothing. Sharon gave her a mug of tea. "You do not have to say anything," Sharon said in a voice. "You have Claire and you have friends like Sharon, and that means Claire is not alone." Claire's voice broke. She said, "I spent my life wondering why I felt like I did not belong anywhere with the people I knew or the places I went to. It was like something was always missing for me, and that feeling really bothered me." Claire felt like she did not belong anywhere. Nick sat beside her. He said, "You are part of this. It is okay that it is messy. In fact, it is even better because it is messy." Claire. Tears began to fall down her face. "I am really scared," Claire said, her voice shaking a little. "The thing that is happening is making me feel terrified." Claire feels terrified. "We are too," Nick said. "The Newmans do not get scared easily." Victor stood alone in his study looking at the DNA report. He was thinking about what he had done. The DNA report was making him wonder if he had made a mistake. Victor was thinking about his family. What might happen to them because of what he did? Had he done something that would make things better for his family, or had he done something that would make things worse for the family of Victor? Victor was feeling unsure about what he had done. He was worried that it might hurt the people he cared about, his family, and that would be very bad for Victor and his family. Adam's words were still echoing in Adam's mind. "This is terrible. Someone has taken another child. Another child's life is being controlled by someone. Another child is not safe." Victor poured himself a drink. He did not take a sip of the drink. The drink was just sitting there in front of Victor. The next morning was really something in Genoa City. People were talking about something. It was spreading fast. By the time Victoria got to Newman Enterprises, everybody already knew what was going on with Victoria and Newman Enterprises. The news about Newman Enterprises was over the place. Lily caught up to her near the elevator. "Is it really true?" she asked in a voice. Victoria's jaw got really tight. It seems that the truth always finds a way to come out. She walked into her office, closed the door behind her. Then she leaned against the door. She was trying not to cry. The office was a place where she had dealt with a lot of situations. She had been in meetings where people were fighting to get what they wanted. This time it was different. This was a fight that was about her life. She was fighting for her soul. Someone knocked on the door. There was a knock. It was a knock. The door got a knock. The woman told him to come in. Claire stepped inside the room. She took a breath and looked around at the things that were in the room. The room was pretty nice. Claire felt happy that she was there. Claire thought that the room was a place for her to be. Victoria just stopped moving all of a. Claire said this quietly. "I know you asked for some space," she said. "But the thing is, I really needed to see you," Claire added. Victoria took a breath. She said, "Okay." Claire swallowed. "I do not want anything from you," she said. "Not your money. Not a fancy title." She stopped for a moment. Her voice cracked when she spoke again. "I just want to know Claire's father. I just want to know you." Victoria walked across the room slowly, her eyes fixed on Claire's the whole time. "You are my daughter," Victoria said in a voice. "You do not need my permission to be a part of my life. Claire is my daughter, and she can always be with me." Victoria loves Claire. Wants her to know that. Claire let out a breath and tears started falling from her eyes. She was crying now and the tears were coming down fast. Tears were streaming down her face. Claire was really upset. The tears just kept coming. Victoria reached out and then she did not wait long. She only stopped for a second, then Victoria pulled her into a really tight hug. And for the time since the DNA news came out, things started to change. The DNA news was still a big deal, but it seemed like something could happen now. Something was possible with the DNA situation. Victor stood outside the office looking through the glass wall at what was going on. His face did not show what he was thinking. Victor just kept watching. His expression was very hard to figure out. The Newman legacy has really been changed now. The Newman legacy is not what it used to be. This is a deal for the Newman legacy. And the consequences were only beginning.